I've asked my wife Cindy and Clarke Hobbs to share in this next aspect. You ladies will come on out and we'll adjust one of these mics for the shorter. I guess that's Cindy. As I said earlier, 2 weeks ago, I interviewed over 50 people asking them, what can you say about giving care for others? And what advice can you give, but also what does the caregiver need? And we compiled the statements of 50 people, and these two ladies are going to give you this information.
These statements are not identified. They are many different people, but we did not identify the source. It is important for the one being cared for to see some joy in your life. That person doesn't want to feel like a burden to you.
I would just like to take a shower.
Sometimes I need a moment alone just so I can be sad.
I need to be able to leave the house with peace of mind that my loved one is safe. The buck stops with me 24/7 to meet physical, spiritual, and emotional needs.
An afternoon away just for myself would be wonderful.
I just need to take a walk.
Cards, notes, and messages of encouragement really help.
It would have been beneficial for me to have someone help me some nights. The lack of sleep affected me, and I had to get up and go to work.
Just a quick phone call helps me to know somebody cares.
Don't always ask me, how are you holding up? Just talk to me.
I have no life. My world has revolved around caring for my dad for 7 years.
It's okay to have fun and laugh.
It helped to have somebody to run errands for me.
I had to remind myself that it was an honor that God allowed me to help care for my loved ones.
I had no idea how much it would mean that someone would stop by, offer a meal, a prayer, or a gift card.
I need someone to talk to that is not part of the family.
I need prayer too. Don't just pray for the sick person.
I need for my faith to be bigger than my fears.
Good music helped me in times of stress.
I need someone to just listen, not offering solutions. When I spout off and seem angry, just listen.
That's a marriage thing there.
All right.
Duly noted.
Just stick to the script.
Being a caregiver is not a 9-to-5 job. It is work, and I get tired. I needed compassion to know that I wasn't forgotten.
It seemed like my world had stopped. I needed a listening ear and a happy day with a friend.
When I reach a breaking point, I appreciate having someone who listens and does not judge or criticize me. It helps to hear, you're doing a great job.
I needed other family members to lean on. I was carrying the burden all alone.
Dementia patients do not like to be cared for by outsiders, so other family members need to step up and help, even just to take the patient for a drive or just out of the house to the park or something.
I needed to feel appreciated. We all do things for loved ones because it's what we signed up for. Anyone can go through the motions, but being a caregiver is much more than that. It's important to feel like you're not being taken for granted.
As a daughter, I'm often the mediator between the caregiver and the patient. That is a vital role, but I still try to maintain the mother-daughter relationship.
As a spouse, I needed to feel that I was adequate enough to care for him, and I needed time to grieve and accept our life after surgery and chemo.
I beat myself up for not being more patient.
Don't get caregivers' guilt over decisions you have to make.
If you don't take care of yourself, you cannot care for others. Be aware of personality changes in the caregiver.
I have to try and not take to heart the mean things my loved one says to me. I have not mastered this. I'm not even close. I realize that the patient takes out all his or her frustrations on me. I'm the only one present at the time.
The patient is often afraid, and their behavior changes due to their own fears.
I have to bite my tongue a lot. I need patience not to respond. That's another marriage tip.
I know.
All right.
I am independent by nature. It's hard for me to accept help, but I had to learn that I needed it and I should receive it. Groceries or meals were always a blessing.
It means so much to have a spouse that encourages me.
A nightly back rub from my spouse really helped to kill a caregiver.
Another marriage.
Yeah.
Reading a good book is better than constantly watching TV.
I start every day with a prayer. Lord, I don't know what I will face today, but please give me the strength.
Don't tell me, well, that's not what I would have done. You have no idea what you would do. When we read the Word together, He seems to be more at peace. It is vital to read God's Word, God's living Word every day with your loved one.
So many unusual things happen in a day. Recently, I took a phone call, and while I was distracted, my husband emptied my closet and decided to rearrange everything. Not the way I would do it, of course.
When you take a dementia patient in public, you never know what will happen. The other day, my husband went over and began eating chips off of someone else's table.
I think I'm in trouble because I think my husband would do that now.
Turn your mic off.
You need to laugh or you will cry.
Y'all want the final word?
If you appreciate their input mostly, would you give us a honk?